That sound is the most accurate way to describe Uranus. You've laughed at the name for years, but science just proved the joke is entirely real. Uranus isn't just a cold rock, it's a chemical nightmare smelling like a giant cosmic sewer. Today, we pull back the curtain on the solar system's most disgusting secret. We are exploring the ice giant that literally leaks gas into the vacuum of space. We'll also reveal why NASA is currently planning a multi-billion-dollar mission to go back. Uranus is a total liar. It looks like a peaceful cyan-blue marble floating quietly in the dark. But beneath that mask, this ice giant is a 32,000-mile-wide ball of toxic soup. It is 4 times wider than Earth, and it behaves completely wrong. Most planets spin upright like a top, but Uranus was brutally assaulted. Billions of years ago, an Earth-sized protoplanet smashed into it, knocking its axis to an extreme 98-degree tilt. Now it rolls along its orbit like a broken bowling ball. This extreme obliquity makes it the most battered world in our solar neighborhood. It's a heavyweight champion that got knocked out and never stood back up. Now let's talk about the literal breath of this beast. What exact chemicals are brewing inside the Uranian atmosphere? In 2018, astronomers used the Gemini North Observatory in Hawaii to scan its cloud tops. They weren't looking for aliens, they were hunting for the specific chemical fingerprint of the planet's upper atmosphere. They found a massive concentration of hydrogen sulfide. That is the exact gas that gives rotten eggs their terrible smell. It's the same chemical found in Earth's sewers and human flatulence. Imagine a world wrapped in a blanket of foul gas that is thousands of miles thick. The temperature here drops to -224 degrees Celsius, making it the coldest atmosphere in the solar system. Before you could even blink, your nose would freeze solid, your lungs would turn to glass in a stinky blue fog. But wait, it gets weirder. Because Uranus isn't just holding this gas in, it is actively leaking its own atmosphere into the void of space. Imagine a giant invisible hole blown right through the side of the planet. When NASA's Voyager 2 flew by in 1986, it noticed an anomaly in the magnetosphere. Uranus has a magnetic field that is essentially drunk. It doesn't point north or south, and it wobbles and tumbles erratically. Because the magnetic field is so chaotic, magnetic reconnection opens up gates in the atmosphere. Every few hours, these gates open and a colossal bubble of ionized gas escapes. These massive bubbles are known to astrophysicists as plasmoids. These bubbles are genuinely monstrous. One plasmoid found in the Voyager data was large enough to fit 2 entire Earths inside. Uranus is literally burping massive pockets of gas into the solar system. It's like the planet is slowly evaporating and losing its mass to the cold vacuum of space. If the smell and the leaks aren't scary enough, let's travel into the belly of the beast. Uranus doesn't have a solid rocky surface like Earth. Instead, it has a thick, hot, slushy ocean composed of superionic water and ammonia. But at the bottom of that ocean, the pressure is absolutely insane. The pressure is millions times higher than Earth's surface, and it literally breaks molecules apart. It takes the carbon directly from the methane gas and violently squeezes it. It crushes the carbon until it suddenly turns into diamonds. Imagine it, deep inside this stinky, freezing, sideways planet, it is heavily raining diamonds. We're talking thousands of carats per stone. Huge rocks the size of your head are falling through the dark liquid like crystalline hail. It sounds beautiful, but it's a horrifying display of high-pressure physics. If a diamond the size of your car hit your spaceship at that depth, it would be devastating. It would be like getting hit by a supersonic cannonball made of pure wealth. You'd be rich for exactly 1 second before you were crushed into a pancake. You might think that Uranus is so far from the sun, it's just a quiet, frozen tomb. You would be dead wrong about that. Uranus has monstrous zonal winds that act like invisible claws, ripping across the planet at 560 miles per hour. On Earth, a Category 5 hurricane is a city-leveling disaster. On Uranus, the wind is moving 3 times faster than that. And because the air is so incredibly dense, that wind hits you like a solid wall of ice. And remember, these winds are tearing through that foul-smelling hydrogen sulfide gas, so you're essentially being hit by a supersonic, freezing, stinky hurricane. It is the ultimate no-go zone of the solar system. Even the Uranian moons look like they've survived a cosmic horror movie. Let me introduce you to Miranda. Miranda is a zombie moon that looks like it was smashed to pieces and glued back together in the dark. It features giant tectonic scars and a cliff called Verona Rupes that is 12 miles deep. If you jumped off the highest cliff on Miranda, the gravity is so weak that you wouldn't die instantly. You would fall and fall and fall for nearly 10 minutes. You would have 10 minutes of airtime to rethink all your life choices before finally hitting the ground. It's a completely broken world orbiting a broken, toxic giant. So, the next time you hear a joke about Uranus, remember the scientific truth. It is a world of monstrous, terrifying proportions. It's a place where it rains diamonds, but smells like literal garbage. It's a planet that was knocked sideways by a titan and now burps giant bubbles of ionized gas into the dark. It is beautiful, it is entirely gross, and it is absolutely terrifying. Would you take a trip to the diamond mines of Uranus, or is the hydrogen sulfide a deal breaker? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep space nightmares. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.
Yeah, check it, Axiom Flow. Uranus, nah, it's a cosmic horror show. That cyan marble, a chemical nightmare, you know. Smells like a sewer, toxic gas in the air. Whoa! It's sideways and leaking, got diamonds in the deep. And NASA's going back while the zombie moons just weep. 560 mph winds are ripping through. The universe's joke is a terrifying view. A terrifying view!